eventually. I help mentor the young guys, and I'm the president of the Lacrosse Association from San Luis Obispo down to Orange County, other side of Orange County. All those organizations come under our umbrella group. So they're supposed to follow our lead, but sometimes they tend to go all back up. I will tell you this, of all the organizations that we represent, the officials that are up in this area are the better officials. And anywhere you go, we'll tell you that. They always compliment our officials, even though sometimes you may not think they're the best ones in the world. That only comes out just a handful of times. They do quite a good job. The young guys that are moving up the ladder, they understand that we have a point system. By doing a good job out there, they get rewarded. They get moved up to higher level games. And some of the kids that graduated high school, 2 years ago, they're already doing JV games this year because they're doing so well at what we do. There's a handful of reps out there that are really experienced, and those guys are going to mentor the younger people. There's a lot of different rules here this year. It's going to affect most of you. I hope that you take some time out and read the rule book. And that little pamphlet you got from US Lacrosse by becoming a member, I don't know what it was called, but it's a good piece of information. After you read it, give it to your spouse on the sideline so they don't sit there and berate us as well. So have a look at that, we appreciate it. It comes in handy. It kind of gives them a cheat sheet to go by. I used to hand out a sheet of paper every year on the Lacrosse 101, but I ran out, and it gets costly with all the parents that come through Pepper Tree watching their kids. So I stopped doing that. I did have a question. Was that, Chris, that thing you were talking to me about with the guy from the East Coast, is that going to happen?
Hogan?
Yes.
Yeah, Hogan. Yeah, that is happening.
All right, because
Brett and I talk about that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it because I'll put some of the bill from our association because we think that it's a good thing that you guys are getting educated by other than people like me. Because I'm skewed, I'm a rep, so he's a coach and he knows that stuff. Anyway, what I'm doing to the agenda tonight, well first, ash and trash. Men's room's up here, any ladies in here? Great, men's room's up here, okay? If you have to make unnecessary noises, please close the door. We don't need to hear about what's going on in the bathroom with you guys, all right? And if you can, turn your phones down. I don't care if you turn them off, just please turn them down. I don't know how loud this is going to be, so bear with us. I'd appreciate it. It's a bad echo, especially in the back, I know. What this is self-explanatory. We're not going to go over this whole DVD. We're not going to do that because it really doesn't apply. The majority of it doesn't apply to you guys. We're going to go over the area of concussions. You make the call, and additional illegal checks. Lots of rule changes this year. And SCLA adapted some rules that I'm in support of. That's different than NFHS and NCAA. So without further ado, if we have any questions initially before we get started on this. Anybody? All right, awesome. If you can't hear this, I'll do my best at interpreting this. That's the rule book that came with your membership package. That's the best I can do. Sorry.
You're going to have to do a lot of interpretation.
I'll interpret after we're done. Yeah, just look at pictures. That's what we do in the field. And this is organization level. So if this doesn't apply to SCLA, just ignore it. Don't worry about it.
Goalies are required to wear lacrosse approved arm pads and a protective cup. In addition, no golf balls are permitted at the United level or below.
All right, I'm going to pause it there. One of the rules that SCLA has decided on that every player will have protection on their elbows. Every player, to include the goalie, will have protection on their elbows. So please know that right off the bat. If your goalie comes out there not in the uniform, we send them back off the field, and then we'll deal with that accordingly. But remember, the goalie has to be in the uniform. the chin guard as well, or the throat protector, that's muy importante, and the elbow protection. I don't care if they wear something up here or down, but this is a priority. It's necessary this year for your league.
That includes high school?
No. NFHS is different. This is SCLA.
All ages, all the way down, right?
All SCLA. As far as high school, you know what? I can get with your powers to be here on that to find out if they want me to enforce that at the high school level. I don't know. I don't have that answer. The elbow pads, are we doing it on the high school level for SCLA club as well?
What about the little kids?
It's pretty much consistent with the policy, so it'll probably be.
Okay, then I guess we're going to do it. All right, that was a good question. Moving on.
Actually, the body or stick has been specifically addressed within the youth rules. Instead of contact such as two players going after a ground ball and bumping into each other is permitted. However, takeout checks are prohibited at all levels, and more specifically, there is no body checking at the U9 and U11 level.
We'll cover that in detail later.
Hold, body or stick check is reduced from 5 yards to 3 yards from the ball.
That's new.
That's important. The 3-yard rule is important that you know. Your rules committee sat down, and I was privy to that. I listened to them. And they thought it best, and so do we. We think it's best that they only have 3 yards to wind up and do their checking. 5 yards, some of those kids out there weigh in excess of 150 pounds coming after a small kid. 5 yards is a lot of damage on a kid. So I think it's a great idea that 3 yards, they don't get as much momentum built up in their check, and they won't typically take them out. And we'll cover the takeout checks shortly.
Please visit us.com and click on rules. Thank you for watching the 2012 U.S.
That's just one part. Go ahead. I know, you're probably glad you're getting out of here, right? All right, we won't cover concussions. I'll cover that. That's pretty simple. We'll do this right here. This I thought was pretty good. We'll watch that. Mine will. Let me see.
Green short stick defender makes contact. You make the call. Is this a foul? Should possession be awarded to white? Should green serve penalty time? Log on next week. See our answer.
Everybody catch all that? Isn't that amazing stuff? There's only 2 of us on the field. We watched that stuff. There was like 3 different penalties in that one who traveled down the field. 3 different penalties. I'm sure you saw the push, for sure, and you saw the hacks. Okay, I tell the kids that they're not pieces of wood, so don't hack at them like they are. I try to influence on them that try not to. This year, when they do a wind-up, this is my pet peeve. I don't like butt cracks showing in uniform, and I don't like wind-up checks. Those are my 2 pet peeves I tell your kids at when we're out there doing our pregame. A wind-up check catches my attention all the time because there's not one single kid in the SCLA that knows how to control that stick from this point of view, from this angle. None. So not many college kids can do that either, for that matter.
Welcome to YouTube Playing Football. Last week, we asked you to call it out. We think green should call for a loose ball. So, where is the ball back?
Yeah, there's a good thing. Yeah. No blood, so it's okay.
No, that's not slashing.
That caught your attention, didn't it? Right. There, look at that.
That was like
feel that one.
Everybody catch that? It's on slow motion. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is we're seeing it in slow motion here. When it happens on the field, I would say 90% of what we call is judgment. And to us, to look at that call, depending on our angle, we're going to make a judgment call on that. If we see the stick right up, and there's no stick that it's riding on, it will be a penalty. So, as you can see, he had it pretty good at the neck level. At youth, it's particularly important because I would like to see your kids grow up to be bigger lacrosse players. So, that's just one penalty on this. And it just goes through after they catch the penalties and continue on in this game to show you some more in there. So that would be a push with possession. It wouldn't be an illegal body check because he started on the back. He started on the back and he rolled up. He rolled up there. So his hands were on his shoulder blades. Again, it's interpretation. At this level, we would only call that a push. At your level, it'd be different. But in college, no, they whine too much, so we got to call that a push.
Make the call. Check back next week to see if we agree. Last week we saw clearly
So this is good. Watch this. There's a couple of big kids in SCLA that use this.
There appears to be an initial violation of the flag. What's the violation? Why the flag? Make the call. Check with
So you give the ball, you threw it away from the person that was supposed to get the ball, you threw it away, that's a penalty. That's a delay of game. Did that on purpose. Now, we wouldn't call that initially on the kids in SCLA unless we think they're doing it on purpose.
How many do you want to call?
Getting numbers, getting numbers. I think we got one more to watch on this.
Last week, we asked what he calls you making this 10-second stretch of play. Let's start with red number 2. Really avoid a late hit on red number 2. This should be a 1-minute foul for the illegal body check. Does red number 39 slash white number 41 all the ball on the ground?
Did he hit him in the chest? Pretty close. See that fist come into the face? That single hand come into the face? Boom.